welcome everyone to the Card Cartel channel. Today we have Michael Flanagan.
How are y'all?
Who came top 32 within Irish Nationals. So Michael, what did you play and why?
So top 32 Nats today playing Maliss Agnister. Sort of not really been playing the last 3 months, sort of with life, the joys of it, but I thought Maliss had a really good matchup into a lot of the games. Played a lot of hand trap variants, except Lancey is a killer, and we'll get to that later on in the profile. But overall, the deck was really good. There was a lot of solid changes made on this week. We went through the list here on Friday night, and there was a couple of changes that really came in clutch. First off, I want to give a big shout out to the team, Cartel. Everyone will see the logo around the place. Between Euros, Nationals and that, we've had quite a good run over the last year. Only more to come. Shout out to Matthew, who's recording this profile. And a big shout out to Matthew Etchells, who gave me a mortgage to upgrade my rarity of stuff, because he says you can't be playing normal cardboard. But that's the choice of it. But so look, we'll get straight into the profile, guys. You have your basic Maliss stuff. So 3 Marcher, 2 Dormouse, 2 Rabbit, and then the one some people are unsure on is 3 Chessie for the monsters of the Maliss. For me, 3 Chessie should be nearly mandatory. I saw it so much over the weekend. The amount of times this resolved and I just win the game is insane. Like, Chessie Marcher is glorious.
Of course. Some people cut Marcher to 2, but you find it really helpful at 3?
Yeah, so the only time that Marcher was really a problem was actually in the 3v3s and on day 2 after I got knocked out of the main event, was because this on its own doesn't do anything. You need another Maliss name to loop or another Cyberus. Mm-hmm. But I still was happy with 3. I saw it enough. This alone with Whitebinder and Grave basically broke boards on its own. I broke a full Mitsurugi board with this. It was absolutely nuts. And playing on your opponent's turn 0 with just Hare and Rabbit is insane.
Of course.
Then the rest of the Maliss engine is 2 field spells, 1 Maliss and Mower, 1 Gold Sark, 1 GWC, and 1 MTP07. And then along with that you have the 1 Terraforming. So field spell is at 2. You have to play the third with the Terraforming. I found myself siding out Terraforming quite a bit when I was going second. The thing about it was very much trying to break a board. Terraforming normally just if they droll you were cooked. If you had to start with this. Maliss and Mower was absolutely insane. Just if you've only one name in your hand and you have an Agnister, you banish, target your monster, banish it, and then just play from there. And you've doing it all without a normal summon. Gold Sark, God card. Start with this all the time. Bait out as many hand traps and then play. And then I only played the 2 traps and then play TP11. Thanks to Matthew behind the camera, Matthew Etchells. Good friend of mine, he persuaded me to drop it and just played the 2. MTP07 was absolute godly this weekend. The amount of stuff, the non-target, non-banishing is insane. And GWC I think is mandatory in the main deck. People have cut it, but I don't see the point because you standard combo to the best board, you'll burn for 3,000 life points. And you need to get some of that back, because 5k is very easy back into. Then the rest of the deck, so we have 3 Bestials. I think I would have preferred to have maybe 2 more. I probably would have preferred to play 5, but you have to be careful because Splash Maze locks you in. Didn't really see Drew's Worm all weekend, was more Magnamut and Baldrake, but Baldrake with the banish and its effect is so good. And then we go into hand traps. 3 Droll, absolute godly. 3 Fueluses, 3 Ash, 2 Shiny Perillas, thanks to Matthew. He upgraded my standards. 2 Nibs. This card was, I was on 1 Friday and then we persuaded last second to change to 2. It was absolutely insane. And then you have Talons, the one of was absolutely nuts. And Call Bite, these were 41 and 42 cards. You'll see the rest of the cards now. This was insane. And Call Bite was glued to my hand all weekend. The amount of Lancias and Drolls I Call Bite was insane. Last couple of cards of the deck is 3 Impulses, basically mandatory. The only thing you need to be careful, this conflicts with Nib, it conflicts with Full Loss, you need to be careful. And then to me, probably the reason the deck is as good as it is the Agnister stuff. Yep. So back up on its own can single-handedly get you up the link climb, but you need to be careful because you have to sequence it correctly with a card in the extra deck. Wizard is to extend more, but the way it goes about with Wizard is, I think it's mandatory. I did think I should, after the weekend, this may go to 2. 1 in the main and possibly 1 on the side. Simply because sometimes you want to see that. Once it's gone, it's really hard to get it back. And it's just serious recursion. So that's the main deck. It's 42 in total. We tried to cut it down more, but I thought I like being above the 40. So you see the cards you want, but you don't see the cards you don't want. Then we'll go to the side. So basically a standard staple of the weekend, Lancia. This was everywhere. I got Lancia'd to Oblivion some games. My 2 losses were to the Maliss Mirror because I got Lancia to Oblivion. 3 Lancias in 2 games is pretty horrible. And then I lost to a Crystron Cashier player who lanced me 5 times in 2 games, or in 3 games. It was insane. For me, I lanced people, but I got obliterated with it. Possibly could see it on the ban list. The card is just unfair. Like, it's a turn skip. People said about Maxi and different things. I think Lancia is becoming in the same talk for so many different decks of the format. Like, I found myself siding this in against Ryziel because they're Protoss locking you, and that is horrible. So like when you have to start siding in a card for a deck that's not inherently banishing, that shows how toxic the format is. So third Nib, the third Perulia, and then I played 2 more Mulches, Meowls. These weren't great. I only saw them 2 or 3 times. Might go up to 3. They're really good in the mirror, but they weren't great for the weekend that was in it. Then I thought, because it's Irish Nats and everyone that knows Irish formats, Rogue is a real problem. So 2 very shiny Lightning Storms. My QCRs got kicked off for Starlights, thanks to Matthew, and Harpies. This sort of came in clutch against the Crystron player. He went first game 2, and I harpied his back row to try and get rid of the traps and everything. It was really, really good. Might not play as much back row hit for Euros. It's very hard to know what the format will be, but Lightning Storm was really good. Like, Lightning Storm sees an attack at one point and watching your opponent literally go right next game because they had nothing else. Then the next couple is 3 Solemns. Warning was absolutely insane. I warned a Protoss. I striked the Lancia. They were good. Could be possibility of going 2 and 2. The lads were saying to me to play 3 warning. I'm glad I played 1 strike. The moment I knew I was going first or getting sided in. Solemn for inherent, warning for inherent summon, strike for everything else. And I used them all weekend. And to me, the best card of the side deck was 2 spell card Monster Reborn. One of the rounds I played against a Mitsurugi Ryziel player, I took his Habakiri, the one that negates, and ended up killing him with it. Big guy, couldn't do it. This was really good in the mirror match in Maliss. In one of the rounds, I took his Chessy Cat and just worked my way up into Whitebinder. You can't activate the effects, but I needed the name because of the requirements. And then finally, the extra deck. So it's pretty standard. Anyone watched Maliss list for the extra deck is pretty standard. So 2 Link Rebo, 1 Almirage, pretty standard. Some people play 1-on-1. I was doing that till the lads converted me to play 2-on-1. I'm glad I did. This the amount of times I needed the second one to get into the Cyber's Wicked lines was insane. Link Spire there because Nib is everywhere. Best card of the extra deck all weekend was Wicked. I used to play in your opponent's turn with Hair, then go straight into this and then play underneath it so Detonator couldn't pop your stuff. Lizard Dose, I didn't summon it at all weekend, but it was there if I needed it. Splash Mage is really good, but the Cyber's Lock can counteract or can interact with the Bestials, so you just need to be careful. Dark, I made it once. Possibility could cut it. It's really good for the mirror, but when a weekend that was so diverse that we had this weekend was just insane. Your 3 girls, Cryptor was nuts. DOTK line with it was absolutely insane. White Binder is the best card as extra deck. Possibility you could nearly cut something and go to 2 on it because Unicorn is making a comeback in the likes of Crystrons and different decks, and this gets ripped. It's really hard. Then for your Link 4s, so your 1 Firewall, bouncing cards back to your hand. I bounced March Airs, I bounced different things back to hand. I've made it 3 or 4 times all weekend. Bomber, I burned someone for game with this. So I attacked in, I don't know which one of the Mitsurugi cards I did damage to them, and then its effect, I burnt them for game off its effect. The blowing up thing didn't really do it, maybe 2 or 3 times. Could possibly cut it, but it is what it is. Access code was class. Access code's been great for years. The banish and then just keep going is really good. And also the attack boost. I had to at one point not gain the attack and banish to destroy a Typhon because I didn't want to lock myself out. And then the most important card of the extra deck is just the perfect inboard is this Cryptor, White Binder, Red Ransom with your traps all set. I did it 2 or 3 times. This reviving back was really good, but people need to be careful that you don't summon after you can't summon after you use it, and the attack boost does come up. So like you normally use this tribute of White Binder and then here pitch White Binder and then you just go for ham. But overall, deck was really good. Couple of small changes I might make for Euros. Mistaken Arrest is definitely one I'd say for the weekend. And moving forward was insane because Droll is everywhere and Mistaken Arrest is just another 3 copies of Droll. Couple of changes to extra deck. Bomber might not play it moving forward. It's good against Mitsu, but it takes a lot of resources and the bestial count may increase. But guys, thank you very much for watching. Big shout out to the team. We had 2 top 32, so I top 32, and then teammate Jar Quinn made top 16, so go check his profile out. Big shout out to the rest of the lads. Big shout out to Matthew for recording. And look, we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks guys.
Thanks everyone.